Hey, how's it going? This is Ryan Jones. In this video, we're going to be talking about AWS. We're going to kind of be discussing like what is AWS, why does it matter, if you're a current developer, kind of how can it help your career. It's going to be a short video, but kind of just an introduction to some basic ideas. So when you think about AWS and you hear AWS, it's kind of a buzzword, right? And so AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. So Amazon, back in like 2001, they started figuring out that internally they could start optimizing their code and optimizing their infrastructure, and so they started building out scalable infrastructure for other teams so that they could quickly use what another team already did, because there was a lot of people that were rewriting the same infrastructure over and over again, and they found a big percentage of time in development was actually recreating stuff that had already been done. And so some smart people put together this plan and they started implementing it, and then at some point in around like 2006, they actually open sourced. They made it public, and it was kind of born from there. It started with S3 and it kind of grew to everything else. And the idea was, hey, we have all this infrastructure already set up. Let's go ahead and rent some of it to a client and let them actually take advantage of our storage, and then we can charge them very reduced rates. And so it was different than the normal business plan, because like if this was time, as time has gone down, as time has gone on, the prices have dropped. And so it's beginning continually dropping. They've actually, I think they said they dropped the price 60 times since the actual creation of AWS. And so that's pretty incredible. And now with a development backing of thousands of developers working on new services, they're coming out with new things that individual developers, companies, teams can implement to actually make their applications faster, easier to manage, to kind of take that complexity away from the developer and allow them to build the product that actually matters for that company, right? And so it saves time, it saves energy, it saves headaches. It's a really great solution to something that's, for pretty much everyone, they've had to reinvent the wheel every single time. From AWS, now we've seen things pop up like Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, the IBM Cloud, and a few other ones. Those are kind of the main ones. And using that, these other companies have kind of jumped onto this train of like, hey, we can basically provide a service to other customers for them to take advantage of our technology. And so it's kind of moved away from this idea of like, hey, we have this product, to more like, hey, the stuff behind our product, the stuff that's behind the scenes, it also matters. And then we can sell that to people. So whereas Google's a search engine, maybe Microsoft, you know them for like Xbox or something, or Windows, behind the scenes, the stuff that's actually powering all that, there's a lot of money there too, and a lot of opportunity to basically share that with other people and then charge them for that. And so that's kind of what Amazon Web Services is Amazon provides all these services, all this infrastructure, the scalability that an application would need, and you can kind of, as an individual developer, tap into those services and then use that for your own applications. And so that's really powerful, and there's a lot of stuff behind it. For an introductory video, that's kind of all you really need to know, is that if you need to do stuff like image storage, you need a database, you need to spin up a server, you need to create maybe like serverless functions, so you can kind of create either like monitoring things for your applications, or you can do like payment processing in a faster way, or manage it in a more clean way. They have services for all those type of interactions, and so learning AWS will allow you to learn how you can implement this. And once you do learn it, it's not like you're locked into Amazon, right? So if you were starting with no knowledge, then Amazon's a great place to start. If you already had knowledge of how these things worked, then you could kind of look at the offerings of every cloud provider and then make your own decision. Because in certain ways, Google Cloud is better at, let's say, things like AI, whereas Amazon's better at things like functions as a service. And so these are areas that they thrive in, and they're much further ahead than their competitors. And so Microsoft has their own thing, IBM has their own thing, where they actually excel in these different areas. And so if you're an experienced developer and you're looking to kind of like step your game up, maybe move your company to a cheaper route or a more efficient program or application, just to help you manage it, then you can kind of look at all the different services that these cloud providers use, and then kind of determine your best bet from there. For new developers, I would say learn Amazon. It will help your development. It will help you build out websites, mobile applications, desktop applications, services, pretty much anything that you want to do. Amazon can help you do it, and they can help you make it a lot faster and I would say better than you would individually because of the amount of things that you have to learn, right? So yeah, so this is kind of the AWS video. Hopefully I'm not preaching too much, but yeah. So thanks for stopping by. See you next time.